It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Rhys Wicks with 2NUR-FM Hunter News. Former Victorian Premier Jeff Kennett believes local council amalgamations like which is proposed for Newcastle and Lake Macquarie is a must. Mr Kennett was the architect behind the slashing of over 100 Victorian councils in the 1990s and is reassuring Hunter ratepayers they have nothing to fear from council mergers. However, Lake Macquarie Deputy Mayor Brian Adamthwaite says a single council would become disconnected from the community.
Well, I think the problem is that if you're talking about Newcastle and Lake Macquarie, you're talking about the fourth largest city in the state and the sixth largest city in the state becoming a mammoth organisation with over 450,000 people. We're bigger than a state and bigger than some countries. So that really does take the essence of local government being close to the people so much further away. So I don't think it's a great idea for that reason.
The New South Wales court system is set to receive a $20 million funding injection, decreasing the court backlog throughout Newcastle and the Hunter. The New South Wales government is aiming to ensure the justice system is fast, fair and accurate by decreasing the waiting time on criminal trials. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, says there are many benefits of the funding boost.
So you will see extra sitting days, you'll see extra staffing resources. We're also going to targeted trial call-over court matters and pre-trial conferencing for any trials last greater than 20 days. There will be acting judges appointed. There'll be additional public defenders. So we'll see how that improves that waiting time, some of which is up to around a year.
Plans to turn the old Hamilton Bowling Club into a childcare centre will go before Newcastle City Council tonight. The vote will see if Adamstown preschool services should be awarded the lease in light of some locals voicing concerns over traffic, parking and noise in the area. The Sandon Street site has been closed since 2013. A leading agriculturalist is pushing for a look into how we use old coal mines in the Hunter, suggesting they could be recycled and turned into food production sites. Former Tokal Agricultural College Principal Dr. Cameron Archer understands the sites have the potential to be used for various agricultural purposes. He says given the location of Hunter mine sites, it makes sense we don't let them go to waste.
Those sites are not going to go away. They're there forever, and we should try to turn them into a productive asset. And they're not as if they're a long way from anywhere. They're very close to markets, not as if they're in a remote area. They're in the Hunter Valley, in the heart of the Hunter Valley. So we need to put our mind around how we might use them in better ways and start that discussion.
A worldwide search is being undertaken by the Warramai Land Council to return precious Aboriginal artefacts and other cultural items back to the Hunter. Researchers have been appointed to track down the artefacts, including human remains that were removed from the Port Stephens area from the time of colonisation through to the early 1900s. It is already known to researchers items are spread throughout the globe in local, state, national and international museums, as well as private collections. A virology conference will be held in the Hunter this week, which will see many experts from around the world meeting up to discuss the detection and treatment of viruses. Researchers will be looking for cures and vaccines with a focus on groundbreaking developments on hepatitis C treatments. Another conference will also be held specific to hepatitis and HIV virology. In finance, the All Ords is down 44 points at 51.61. And $1 Australian is buying 72.58 US cents.
Sport. Thanks to our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club.
NRL officials are confident the increased grants on offer under their new funding plan will speed up the sale of the Newcastle Knights. Under the plan, all 16 clubs are expected to at least break even within 3 years after a collective influx of $100 million in NRL income. Proposals to return the Knights to community ownership, however, seem unlikely. Despite improving on their financial deficit over the last year, Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union are still seeing a lack of player sign-ups. The NHRU announced a deficit of under $8,000 for 2015, an improvement on the $38,000 loss the previous year. However, this wasn't mirrored in participation figures, with more than 280 fewer registered players. And Newcastle's Alira Bull has made history at World Aerobics Championship. Bull is the first aerobics competitor to win 4 consecutive world titles. That's sport. I'm Christine Sheridan.
2NUR-FM news time is 1:05.